and it's great for my calving percentage.
Still wouldn't advise approaching one in the field though.
So we can tell she's got plenty of milk and a really full bag. Oh God.
I didn't know you were a cheesemonger as well.
Oh, I didn't know that, yeah.
So Luke, what are we going to look at in this enclosure?
So we're going to have a look at our Gloucester cattle in here.
So how many have you got in here?
So we've got 4 cows and our stock bull. So
what's he called?
He's called Fenton because he likes to run off. And a stock bull is basically our bull that serves all of the females. We've got a lot of different breeds here, different breeds of cattle. And each breed has its own bull, so we can keep the pedigree lines going and the breed going.
So Gloucester cattle are obviously a rare breed.
Yep.
They were historically, widespread in the sort of Severn estuary, and they are native to Gloucestershire, as their name obviously says.
Yeah.
And up onto the Cotswolds as well. So am I right in understanding they were sort of a dual purpose breed?
Dual purpose breed. So they were bred for sort of milk production and their meat as well.
And there's actually one of the things I find fascinating about this, this breed is it was sort of saved from the edge of extinction. There's a few sort of micro dairies now that are still producing, some of the famous cheese like double Gloucester and single Gloucester.
Yeah.
And it's the double Gloucester is what you can buy that in the shops. They put a dye with it to get that sort of orange colour, so that beta keratin sort of colour. But historically, it's sort of rumour has it that they would have got that orange colour from a plant called lady's bedstraw, and that would have actually dyed the milk in the summer. And that was carried on into the cheese that gave it that slight sort of orangey sort of hue.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know you were a cheesemonger as well.
I didn't know that. Yeah. Well, I mean, you're like a wealth of information.
Oh, thanks, Luke. So Luke's brought us into the Gloucester display today because we've actually got 2 new heifer calves and a very fresh bull calf that was born yesterday.
So this girl over here is Dolly, mother of our twin heifers. She's actually out of a cow that produced twins herself. So her mother had twins, she's now had twins. Yeah, as you can see, she's got plenty of milk. Being a Gloucester, a multi-purpose breed, she's got plenty of milk to feed 2 calves.
You can tell she started milking, can't you? Because she's definitely dropped a little bit of condition.
She's dropped a little bit of condition.
Yeah. And what do you want to tell people what we're talking about when we're talking about condition? What are you looking for on this animal?
Yeah. Right. Stop saying So since she's calved, you can
say a bit of them.
Since she's calved, she's dropped a little bit of condition. I'm not overly worried. She's a multi-purpose breed. Oh God.
Don't worry about it.
Being filmed for the first time is a bit nerve-wracking. I've done little bits in the past, but always in the background. So yeah, it's quite new to me, but I'm sure I'll get used to it. I'm Luke. I've been here for 4 years. My background is breeding pedigree cattle. Recently, I've been given the opportunity to look after the cattle and the pigs here. Yeah, it's really exciting going forward to sort of put my own stamp alongside Harry on the breeding and the animals we've got here. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how things go and working with you guys. So since she's calved, she has dropped a little bit of condition. I'm not overly worried. Being a multi-purpose breed, she's designed to look like that and put all of her energy and the grass that she's eating into milk production. It's very friendly. Overall, I think she looks really good, to be honest.
And when you say she's dropped condition, what are you actually looking for on that cow?
So I'd be looking at sort of the rib cage around here.
Yeah. So you can slightly see her ribs.
You can slightly see her ribs, but like I say, she's producing a lot of milk. She's got plenty of grass to go at, so I'm not overly worried about that.
Yep. And you can sort of see her backbone a little bit more than the others now.
Yes, yeah. It becomes a concern when her bones become really, really pronounced and there's a lot less flesh cover on her. But like I say, at the minute, she's producing loads of milk, she's fit, she's happy, she's healthy. And that's what they're meant to look like.
And she's got a lovely gloss and shine on her coat at the moment as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So she's not actually completely black, is she? She's got this almost like mahogany hue to her as well.
Yeah, They do vary slightly from a sort of from a sort of really dark brown to completely jet black. This white blaze is just a characteristic of the breed. They've all got that. They come in different shapes and sizes. Some are a lot wider, some are a lot narrower, some go nearly all the way down the back. Some, like her, go sort of halfway. They're all different.
So that's known as finching, isn't it? And you get it on like Herefords and that sort of breed as well, don't you?
Yeah, that's the word.
Isn't one of the very original bulls around the time when they were sort of being saved and one of the breed society was being set up? There was a bull called Gloucester. Am I right in thinking that?
I don't know.
And he had traits in him that were throwing twin Gloucester cattle, and that some of the reason they have twins is coming from that.
Yeah, and like I say, Dolly is out of a cow. Her mother is a cow that had two sets of twins in her lifetime. So
it is a trait.
It's definitely a trait in that family.
Line. Yeah.
In that family line, and hopefully her daughter's gone to have twins. It's great for the farm park, and it's great for my.
Well, you get two calves for the price of one.
Two calves for the price of one, and it's great for my calving percentage.
How did the calving actually go down?
Really well, actually. She had them both of them on her own, about 4 hours apart. It can be a lot quicker than that. It can take a lot longer. Everyone of them's different.
And they didn't need any help at all. They've suckled fine. They didn't need any help coming out. They just calved on their own.
Yeah, no help at all. That's a great sign, actually. They're both of her calves stood there feeding. Cows have got 4 teats, so both calves can feed whenever they want without hindrance.
And you can see she's got plenty of milk as well.
Plenty of milk there.
Full bag.
Yeah. And they look really happy and healthy, to be fair, I think, don't they?
Yeah.
So we can tell she's got plenty of milk and a really full bag just from looking at her. If she didn't have enough milk or any milk at all, you wouldn't be able to see the udder at all. You maybe just be able to see the teats sticking down. But if you look at her, you know, she's got plenty there. This fella here is their dad. He's called Fenton. He's very easy calving, and by easy calving we mean all of his sons and daughters just come out nice and easy, no fuss. We don't have to help, we don't have to get involved.
Is that because of the size of the calves, or the shape of them, like the size of the head?
A bit of both, really. Nice small heads. He hasn't got massive front shoulders on him.
Oh, right.
Which can be a problem when calving. If you have a bull with big front shoulders on him, the calves' shoulders will get stuck when they're coming out.
Right.
Same with the head as well. But no, he's not too extreme in the shoulder, so hence his calves come out nice and easily, and it's a lot less invasive for the cow. And
am I right in thinking he's quite a tall bull though, isn't he? For the breed type, he actually stands quite tall.
He is quite tall, but legginess in the calves isn't really a problem.
You don't want an over-friendly bull,
no.
Who's overly inquisitive and over sort of bolshy with you. But he's a really good temperament. You know, he's letting Luke stand and pat him and that sort of thing. You know, he'd be probably quite an easy bull to hold to train as well. So something you could put a hold on him and lead him around.
He's a multiple show winner, actually. He's handled from a very young age.
So there you go. He has been handled. So that's, you know, people who have had him in the past have done the correct things with him. He's not a homebred bull, is he, Luke?
No, we've got him on loan from a neighbour.
Yeah, but they've obviously done a good job with him. You know, and he's got a good base temperament anyway, probably genetically, and then on top of that, you know, he's been handled correctly, which just means he's safe. Safer around people. You know, you never completely trust a bull. You always give them the respect that they need. But if they've been handled correctly from a young age, it does help a lot. Still wouldn't advise approaching one in the field though.
No.
Not advisable.
No.
You don't know the animal. You don't know its history. Stay clear. So it's really great we've got these 2 young new calves. So they've arrived actually as I've just started working for the farm park as well. So I'm really looking forward to watching them grow and become a part of the herd. I used to work for Essex Wildlife Trust. So I was living out in the marshes in southeast Essex, actually living on one of their nature reserves, and it was a spectacular place to live and work. But then this opportunity came up, and I was working more and more with livestock as part of my job, part of my role, And to me, this was a lovely next step to the opportunity to work with the team here and to work with such a range of livestock as well, and different breeds and rare and interesting breeds as well. And obviously there's different herds of cattle all around the country, and we're always looking for new stories and little tidbits of information and the history behind these animals. It's different with different families and that sort of thing, and different genetic lines. So if you've come across this breed before, or you've got a story to tell about the Gloucester cattle, yeah, please put it in our comments.